Hi everyone, my name is Anne. I am all set to start World Watercolor Month here. I've decided to do a little bit different approach this year. Usually I do them one day at a time and do the sketch and the painting in its entirety one day at a time. But this time, for this year, I've decided to do little vignettes all on the page, get the sketches done first, and then come back and paint them. So whatever way you want to approach World Watercolor Month, it works. There are no rules to this. There are no participation World Watercolor Month police that are going to come to your door saying you're not doing it right. What this is about is a way to grow as an artist, a way to find your art community. But more importantly, this is, for me, the reason that I think this is such a wonderful month is because the charity that goes hand in hand with this is the International Child Art Foundation. Now, all of this participation is completely optional. You can just enjoy painting the prompts. It's absolutely free. You do not have to participate in anything more than that, or you really can if you want to. So let me tell you a little bit about the International Child Art Foundation. And as an educator, teacher, and a mother, perhaps this will resonate with some of you in a really great way as to how we can support our future artists. Let me just read to you from their website here. Did you know that if a child's creativity is not nurtured, it could be lost forever? E. Paul Torrance, American psychologist and founder of the Torrance Center for Creativity, documented what he called the fourth grade slump in the creative lives of children. And after having written a lot of curriculum myself, I will attest to that. I have seen it in person. There is a time that coincides with about that fourth grade age where kids can possibly check out a little bit, not just out of art, but just kind of, they have a slump in all of their educational endeavors. So back to the website here. When children begin school, their level of creativity is evident and often flourishing. By the time they reach fourth grade, though, they're more conforming and less likely to take risks and less playful or spontaneous than in early years. And all of that is what art is about. It is about play. It is about being spontaneous. It is about taking risk. So because of the hormonal growth and changes that happen in kids, they kind of want to shut that part of their lives down. What happens if it's not nurtured is you get a decline in creativity. And if that's not averted, it could continue throughout the school years and into adulthood. And then that causes all kinds of other problems. And, you know, this is why I really like the Child Art Foundation, the International Child Art Foundation, because this World Watercolor Month celebrates art. It celebrates art created by adults, created by children, and it gives you an opportunity to support a charity that you may never have even heard of, but in my mind, it's a really strong need. So I will put a link in the description to everything here so you guys can make these decisions all for yourself. I'm just giving you my personal opinion and my passion for why I really love World Watercolor Month. Many of you know that World Watercolor Month is hand in hand with Doodle Wash. Charlie O'Shields, the author of Sketching Stuff books and the creator of Doodle Wash, is the founder of World Watercolor Month. So you can check out his website. I will put links to everything down below. And like I said before, everything is voluntary. This is just a window into how I approached these first 4 days. So I know a lot of you might be intimidated by these prompts. You might think, oh my gosh, I could never do 31 paintings in 31 days. Pick one that you like and try it. Spend as much time on it as you want. I'm doing these in a very quick way. The face that I'm working on here, this one is kind of funny because this was a prompt for Rush. And we think of Rush, you know, being in a hurry. But whenever I hear the word Rush, I think of the band Rush. Not because I like them, but huge apologies to all of the Rush fans out there in the world, but they are probably my least favorite band. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm probably going to catch a lot for this. But one thing I did see recently about this lead singer, his name is Geddy Lee. And I think his birth name is actually Gary, but because his mother, is he Scottish? See, I don't know anything about it, so you guys correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I think it's because his mother is Scottish, and she said his name Geddy, and that is why he became Geddy, Geddy, Geddy Lee. So that is what I think of when I think of Rush, is this man's face, and the tune Tom Sawyer. So that song has been in my head ever since I started painting this, and it won't leave, so I need something to distract myself. Oh boy, you know how that is when you get a song that you're just not crazy about and it just gets stuck in your head. Oh my goodness. So, okay, let's move on. We'll talk about the signal flags here. I don't know if many of you are familiar with these. They have nothing to do with Colorado because they're nautical signal flags. I guess ships put these up to spell different words and give out numbers and things. I don't know why. I know nothing about boats, but those three spell the word art. This is something that I do know about, though, and that is the pattern. This is a sewing pattern for the front of a shirt or a dress. And I just kind of made it up here that you would place that part on the fold, and then it is a simplicity pattern and a made-up pattern number, and you are to cut one of these. I have a long and healthy relationship with sewing my own clothing because as a very tall person, that was all that was allowed or available to us, rather, in the 60s and 70s was you make your own. Thankfully, the options are better now. There's plenty of places where I can get clothing for my long legs, and long arms, my goodness. So I really enjoyed this particular page. And the reason that I wanted to do these little vignettes was that I found out that I really like the way a collage kind of looks on the page. These don't really have anything to do with one another, but they're all related because they're all part of World Watercolor Month. The dice here are part of turn, as in take your turn, roll the dice. So, you know, when you look at these words just from a paper, pattern, rush, turn, signal, I originally thought of traffic patterns, cars, vehicles, but I didn't want to paint cars. That just wasn't something that I was in the mood for. So, enter Geddy Lee from Rush. And then after I thought of that, I thought, you know, wait a second, I really can think out of the box when I paint these. So I really hope that this video helps you guys in thinking of how you want to approach some of these prompts. So right now I'm working on his hair. The paints that I'm using are my A Gallo paints, and the brush that I'm using is a Trekell Protege series, number 4 round. And that means it is their imitation Kolinsky sable. The paper that I've got going here today is my B 100% Cotton Watercolor Journal. And the greatest thing about this challenge, you can use whatever supplies you have on hand. I will definitely put affiliate links to everything in the description that I'm using here today. However, if you want to just use whatever you've got at home already, that's the best thing to use because it's right there in front of you. I'm going to put on some music for us to listen to for the rest of this process, and we'll check in again at the end of the video. Well, everyone, I hope you have had a safe and happy 4th of July, and I thank you so much for hanging out with me while I painted these first 4 prompts of World Watercolor Month for 2024. If you do decide to share your artwork on social media, don't forget to add the hashtag World Watercolor Month, and if you'd like for me to see it, add the hashtag Art on the Creek. Thanks so much, everyone. Here's to the remainder of the month and lots of more fun paintings. We'll see you next week with another update. Bye now.